Hey, what's going on, everyone? Moose here, and today we're going to talk about, well, it's kind of a follow-up to the video I just released on my 2021 Can-Am Maverick Max Sport, and that is rugged radios. We're going to talk about what came with the kit that I ordered and why I ordered it, and I'm going to show you everything that came with it coming up next. All right, we're back. So let me tell you a little bit about Rugged Radio and their amazing customer service to start. And right now, I just want to say that while I have reached out to Rugged Radio to potentially work with the channel, everything that you see right now and everything that I own from Rugged Radios, I purchased with my own money. This is before I reached out to them. Since then, I have reached out to them. However, nobody has contacted me back about, yep, we want to work with you. I've talked with some of the management. That's it. It's as far as it goes. But let me tell you a little bit about this story. So I went out to Rugged Radio. This is before Christmas. And I started doing a little bit of research. And I saw all the different radio models that they had for side-by-sides or off-road trucks or whatever you want to use them for. And I looked at the 25 watt and the 45 watt units that they had. And I decided on the 45 watt. And the only reason that I decided on that is because from what I was reading and understanding, it had built-in repeater capability. Now, what does that mean? I'm really new to GMRS. However, I've watched enough videos that I kind of get the idea. Basically, what it means is that your unit can be programmed to repeat a signal for somebody else if they have your repeater code. Now, what does that mean if you're off-road and you're with a group of friends? What it means is the guy who might be, let's say, 10 miles back might be trying to reach a friend that's 10 miles in front of me. Now, while 20 miles probably isn't a great example of how far GMRS can travel, what it does mean is that if he has my repeater, he can transmit, it'll hit my car, my radio, and it will boost that signal and send that signal back forward to the person he's trying to communicate with. So in essence, it works just like any other, tower, repeater, or anything like that. So I just thought, you know what, even though I really don't know exactly what I'm talking about at this point, it sounded like a pretty darn good idea. So I put this stuff in my cart, and I just made a decision at that point that I really didn't I wanted to spend the money, but I didn't necessarily have the money. It was right before Christmas, we're buying gifts, all that good stuff. And I think right after Christmas, I get a phone call from Rugged Radio. And it's one of their salespeople. She was so wonderfully nice. And she's like, hey, I saw that you were looking at this. We're running a sale. It's kind of like a pre-first of the year sale. What happens if I give you a discount? Would you be interested? And I was like, 100%. I'll take it. She said, great. I'll send you an invoice and you'll be all set. I said, okay, great. She sends me the invoice. Now it's just after Christmas. My son's birthday is right after Christmas. And I'm thinking, man, I really want to buy this, but I need to try to be the responsible adult. Yeah, right. My wife is going to laugh at that comment. So, I don't do anything with the invoice. So, after the first of the year, blah, blah. I just happened to be in my email and I saw the invoice again. And I thought, you know what? All right, I'm going to buy it. So I go in there, I click on it, it lets it go through, everything's good, I'm excited. I'm getting my 45 watt, I think they call it the GMRS 45. I could be wrong. Please don't hold me to that. You know, once again, you know, I am relatively new to the GMRS, but I do understand why I want this. So, anyway, order goes through, everything's good. And then I get another call. And I get a call from Joe, their sales manager. And Joe says to me, he says, hey, I see that you placed an order for this radio. He goes, I've got some bad news, but I got a deal that maybe you'll be interested in taking. He goes, I'm pretty sure you'll be interested in taking. I said, okay, Joe, hit me. What do you got? And he goes, well, we're out of that radio. Man, people cleaned us out during, you know, that pre-New Year's Day sale. And he goes, we're completely out. He goes, now, if you want to wait a couple of weeks till we get more in. And I said, well, what kind of deal you got? And he said, I'll tell you what, I'll upgrade you to the Rugged G1. This is one of their race-inspired radios. It's pretty close to the same as the radio that I wanted. It does still have all the features I was looking for. And it's even cool because it's in chrome. And I thought, you know what? I really don't care. You know, I mean, I don't really know one way or the other, I guess. But yeah, sure. Hit me. So they sent this out, and I want to talk a little bit about it. So this is the Rugged Radio G1. And I'm just going to read off the back of the box. It is IP67 waterproof. Which basically means you can take this unit and hold it underwater at a certain depth for a certain amount of time. Certainly nothing that's going to happen to it in my side-by-side. I mean, unless I sunk it in a lake. But we're not going to talk about that because I don't want to do that. It's got a high-performance transmit amplifier. I'll get back to you on that because we're going to go through all this more in depth later on. Bluetooth connectivity. That was a good selling point for me. What does that mean? It means that this radio, if I put a set of Bluetooth headphones on, I can hear what's going on in this radio through my headsets. Now, one thing I don't know is if I can actually use a Bluetooth microphone. To be determined, but the important thing is I thought it was pretty cool that it had Bluetooth capability. It is 45 GMRS channels. It is it's got 8 repeater channels, 350 channel capability. So it comes with 45 plus the 8 repeater channels, and you can program even more up to 350. That's impressive. Simple, easy to use interface. We'll test all that out after I do the install. High intensity LED display, which means it's going to make it easy for me to see whether it's daytime or nighttime. Highway channel preset, channel 19, right? Breaker 19, right? Everybody knows that channel. And if you don't, now you do. It is the universal, hey, I don't know if anybody's listening, but more than likely they are. Intercom and headset ready. So this actually has intercom interface, which is, I believe, this. Yes. Which means that everybody in my car can be connected to the intercom through the radio. And as we talk, everybody in the car can hear each other. And also, I believe you can even broadcast through that intercom through the radio as well. So you don't necessarily need to use the microphone or the, I don't know, this, right? Let's see. VFL listen only mode, which means that you can just listen to people. You don't have to transmit if you don't want to. It's programmable and customizable. So what does that mean? It means that, okay, if let's say you're out somewhere where it's very populated with off-road side-by-sides, you've got 45 GMRS channels. Let's say you and a couple of your buddies are out riding. You may find that being on one of those 45, somebody else is on as well in another group. So what that means is we can set up our own codes, our own channels that we use amongst ourselves. Now, does that mean that somebody else can't come into it? Absolutely not. But what does it do mean? It means that we pick something random, and chances are nobody's going to be there. Now, if you pick, say, let's say 3 or 4 of those, even if somebody picks up your other channel, you can switch over to your B channel, your C, your D, whatever it may be, right? So you can get pretty sneaky. This did come with the high-powered GMRS mobile radio, a hand mic with a magnetic magic mount, easy universal mounting bracket, waterproof power cable, accessory hub cable, and mounting hardware. So let's go over a few of these things first. This is the magic mount. I have not pulled this out. It's still sealed. However, I've seen other people talk about these online, and they do seem incredibly strong as far as magnet mounts go. So this is, here, I'll pull it right out of the package. Maybe. There it goes. Put the garbage can right there. Oh, there it goes. So, I mean, I guess if you really hit it good and long and hard, it will actually come off. Now, that's one thing I didn't anticipate, but I did notice, and that's the second time it's done that, the rugged radio sticker that sticks on the face of this has come off twice. I'm going to put a little bit of Gorilla Glue on there, try to get that thing so it doesn't come off anymore. But I was being a little excessive in a car with some bouncing around. That thing's not going anywhere. That's pretty solid. So, like I said, it does come with the radio. You've got your channel select, your channel select, your volume. Nope, I think this is channel. This is volume, and then this is your microphone plug-in. It does come with a waterproof power cable. They say you're supposed to run this thing directly to your battery. So I'm going to. I just haven't decided, like, I don't know. To be determined. I love the idea of going directly to the battery. I think that's important. However, one thing I don't want to do is forget to turn my radio off. So we'll talk about that more later because I've got a battery thing that I'm going to be doing. All right. This radio normally comes with a metal antenna. However, when I ordered the other kit, I wanted the stealth antenna. And this stealth antenna is just a very short little stubby antenna. Okay. So I wanted this specifically in my other kit. So they sent me one. And then it comes with a base here. And this is a sticky base. So I can peel this off, stick it to my roof, and then this cable actually goes on the inside of the car to hold my cable to where it's placed. Now, this part is removable if I choose to mount this a different way, which is very cool in my opinion. One thing that I have learned throughout this whole venture is do not coil this cable inside your car. It needs to be ran as straight as possible. So if you have to come in across your roof one way, back across it again, just to make this straight, that's what they recommend. Now I do know that there are some tools out there where you can actually custom cut this wire and then put your own connector on it. I don't plan on doing that, but that is what it is. This is the mounting bracket that they sent with it. I am not going to be using this. I have a Can-Am Maverick Sport Max, and they actually make a kit where this radio, you can cut out the bottom of your glove box, and the radio will mount down on your passenger side underneath your glove box, or in the bottom of your glove box, fully viewable to the whole inside, and then they put a false bottom back into your glove box so you don't lose your whole glove box just about yay much. So I do plan on doing that as well. In the next video you guys see on this rugged G1, we will be doing the install, and I'm really looking forward to it. I really am. Because here's why. Sometimes where we ride, anybody rides, where maybe you ride or I ride, cell phone service isn't always awesome. It's not always great. What this radio does is a couple of different things. One, it allows all the cars that are in your group with a GMRS radio, whether it's rugged or another brand, to be able to communicate to each other. I know you guys have all been on rides where you show up at an intersection and then you got to pull up next to your buddy and your car's running. You're like, hey, wait, we're getting hungry, or we need gas, or, you know, hey, we want to, you know, stop for a minute, stretch our legs, or, man, you know, I got to pee. You know, it's kind of a headache, right? And especially if your lead car, maybe your first two cars, don't realize that you're running low on fuel, or, you know, you've got some kind of emergency going on. It could be anything, a medical emergency, whatever. So this is a great way to be able to stay in touch with everybody in your group and to be able to communicate. I do plan on putting a base unit here at my home as well, so that when we may be out, we can always communicate back with home. And then not only that, it's really hard to hear your cell phone ring when you're ripping down the trails. This, not so much. You're going to hear it. It does have a built-in speaker on the bottom, and you can actually get the external speaker for this, which I do plan on doing, which makes this super loud. I think it's 15 watt power. I'm going to actually set it right in between the two front passenger seats. I plan on mounting it right there behind me, like basically right here, right? And even in a four-seater, it's gonna be super loud. The communicators are going to be great for when I'm shooting video with my GoPro. We can tie all the audio in. Does a really great job. Plus, you can talk to your passengers without any interference as well. You know, once again, huge shout out to Rugged Radios for making such a great product. I know there's a lot of companies out there that, and I want to address this. So I've had the opportunity to use Rugged Radio. I have. And in the past, I've used the competition. And I mean the cheap competition, right? The ones you can buy for like next to nothing. The only issue that I have with those is voice quality coming back. All right, I've actually heard Rugged, right? I know what it sounds like. I know how clear it sounds. The competition, and I've got one sitting right there. I've used it for a lot of time. Not super clear, and very difficult for a lot of people, right? Not everybody. I'm an IT guy. It wasn't that difficult for me. However, for plug and play, I don't really know. I just want to make it work. This is worth the money. Hands down, in my opinion. Not only the build quality over the cheap competition, but the sound quality, the technical support, right? You buy the cheap competition, there's no support. None. Zero, zip, nada, You're either going to get your 30-day money-back guarantee from eBay or Amazon, and then that's it. There is none. Believe me, I've tried. I've reached out in the past when I was new at this and had no idea. The other nice thing is that Rugged Radio makes it super easy to help you to get your GMRS license. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that are like, man, you got to have your license. Listen, draw your own conclusion. I've never heard of anybody going to jail for using one of these without a GMRS license. Not to be confused with a ham operator license. A ham operator license requires you to take classes or a test. You have to pass a test done by your local ham radio group. Otherwise, you cannot have a ham operator license. This is not a ham radio. This is a GMRS radio, which just requires you paying a $35 fee for like 10 years for you and everybody in your family. I think it's weird. Did I do it? Yeah. I mean, I did it because they made it so easy. It's actually right on their website. It walks you through how to do it. It takes about 15 minutes by the time you navigate the dumb website that is FCC or whatever they're called. Yeah, FCC. But it's really cool. They make it very easy to do. If you're one of those people that are just like, hey man, I'm not going to break the rules, because they are rules, they're not laws. There's a difference. And if you guys know my channel, you know I am totally for the law. Take your rules and shove them where the sun don't shine. But in all reality, though, just go out and get it. Just make it easier on yourself. Don't worry about it. Don't stress about it. Just go do it. Just that way, if anybody decides to be a whiny crybaby about it, then you can go, dude, I got my license. You know, so be quiet or whatever you want to tell them. But anyway, with that, I am super excited. I'm telling you guys, like I said, I've used the subpar competition for going on 3 years. And at first I was on the fence about the whole rugged. And then I got to actually use one. And I immediately heard the difference. Immediately. Like I saw the way that they're programmed, and I thought, man, this is awesome. It's easy to tell everybody to go to this channel, and everybody's got it. You know, if you are awesome and you want to program a bunch of radios so that everybody can be on the same channel, and then teach them how to do that and everything else, I guess, but it's a lot of work. So with that being said, I'm super happy. Thanks again to Rugged Radio. I hope that we'll be able to do some stuff in the future together. I do plan on, I actually did ask them to send me some cool stickers. And I'm going to show you, because you'll see these on my car, on my side-by-side. So they got some really cool ones. You'll actually see these on my side-by-side. I got a couple of them here. And then they even have these little, they got a mobile user guide. And so it talks really simply about how to use this. And then they got some other really cool stickers for your gear and everything else. So once again, not sponsored by these guys. I hope I will be someday. I really do. Because I think it's very important. I think this is an excellent product. You guys know me. I generally just tell you guys straight off the bat just how I feel about something. But I am 100% confident that this is exactly what I need. And you're going to be seeing more and more videos on this. So stick around. Next video, well, maybe not the next video on the channel, but the next time you see this, we're going to be installing it. And I'm going to show you guys just how awesome this equipment is. Till next time, be good to each other. God bless. God bless America. Today's a great day. See ya.